guys. Today we're playing Metal Gear Solid 4 on the PlayStation 3. This is, as far as right now, the final Metal Gear Solid story. Pretty much, I guess the new Metal Gear Solid or the new Metal Gear game that's coming out takes place in the past, unless it's according to the trailer and what they've shown so far, and you play as, I guess, Big Boss again. So I think so, but you never know with Metal Gear games, so I could be completely wrong. And then Peace Walker actually takes place as Big Boss too, so they seem to be focusing more on Big Boss. This is the last game that's, I guess if you go chronologically, and actually the last game that came out, Metal Gear game anyway, where you play as Solid Snake, and as you can, well, I guess you can't see in that. But Snake's a lot older in this, and it's based on, well, it's not based on, it's because he's cloned from Big Boss, and Big Boss was old when he cloned, so Snake's aging rapidly. You probably don't need to know all that unless you play the game. Now, when I said, like, if you wanted to jump into a Metal Gear game, I'd say either pick Metal Gear Solid or this one. And this one is not because it's less complicated, it's just that you're able to not worry about stealth and stuff like that as much. You can play however you want to, and since you're in a war, you don't have to really worry about like being seen a lot of times, and if you help one faction, the other faction usually helps you.
Only 2 eggs today? Solidus must have
One thing I would advise, if you have a significantly sized hard drive, like, download the whole game on here. It takes a while, but it's better than between each act having to wait for it to re-switch the installed information. This game has a very Japanese vibe, if you can tell. And this game is probably the biggest game, as in you go to a lot of different places. There's a lot of different sections that you go to. Obviously the graphics are a lot better. Well, we finally get to play as Snake again, because of Metal Gear Solid 3 we had to play as Big Boss, and then there was a Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops that was,
what's the situation? I'm just inside the city limits.
That was Big Boss as well. Sorry, that game didn't look that great. I played it briefly. I wasn't a fan. Yeah, shut up. Auto camo, got it. Now you have, instead of worrying about camouflage as much, you have this thing. If you stand still, watch what happens. You see, it changes the texture of the wall. Or if you want to blend in with the floor. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And if you see this circle around, it's actually showing you where there's people and there's noises coming from. Also an interesting feature. I like this aim too, but you actually can go to first person, which is cool. Or you can just do it like that. Whatever works for you best. Or you can be stealthy. You actually have a stun knife, and you can use CQC. A lot of options there. But right now we're trying not to be seen, so we're gonna go the lesser road. This was a PlayStation 3 exclusive, and besides getting the red light of death, this was probably the next thing to lure me about getting a PlayStation. And this one you actually have a radar telling you where to go as well. I definitely recommend playing the other Metal Gears if you're interested in the story, because this ties up all the loose ends, and you'll miss a lot if you're interested in the story if you haven't played the other Metal Gear Solid games. And when I say solid, I mean like Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear Solid 2, and Metal Gear Solid 3. Also, the older games are connected to this. The other games are more like things about Big Boss. But that's really its own story, but those games are related to Metal Gear Solid 3, so if you want to play like Peace Walker, you probably want to play Metal Gear Solid 3, and I guess Portable Ops as well. See, these guys won't really mess with you. Well, they don't know I'm here, but they won't really give you a hard time if you don't like outright attack them. But there's a lot of noise and stuff going on, so it's let's see if I can get something on them. Oh, now the thing has physics when they pass by. Let's go under here. Let me turn into rocks first. There we go. This game probably has the longest cutscenes out of all the Metal Gears, but like I said, if you're playing it for the story, it's totally worth it. Like, most of the questions you ever had about this series are answered, so. This game's like really super sci-fi and kind of hopeless. The new Metal Gear, I guess, I forgot what the new title of it's called. It's called like Revengeance or something. I can't remember. The one where you play as Raiden actually takes place after this game. It was a completely different kind of game, so I gotta figure out where to go. Don't really want to sneak up on anybody. Even though you can play this as an action game, I definitely suggest you stealth to a certain extent, unless you get caught.
Who was that? What's going on? We got a hostile!
You can see I'm doing an excellent job. It's hard to go from this game though, playing the other games. The alert's still with me, son of a bitch. As much as I don't want to bring you out, AK-47, looks like they're leaving me no choice. I do like the auto camo because sometimes it was a pain in the butt to figure out what camouflage you had. Hey guys. You actually have to buy your weapons. So if you want to play this game as somebody who likes action games, then you want to buy decent weapons. You can upgrade your weapons pretty extensively. And you can look at all your stuff. Oops. It's the wrong way, Chief. Why don't you come in here? Enemies on here are pretty smart, so usually fall for stupid tricks that work in other games. This is where I should have went in the first place. I'm sure you probably saw me, son of a bitch. So this was probably the worst idea ever. Oh, 55%. Alright, AK-47. I didn't want to use you. Where's the other side? They would be greatly appreciated right now. Doesn't help that this doesn't have a silencer on it. I'm just hearing, yup. If I could remember how to control half of this shit.
Snake, are you all right?
Oh, he's having flashbacks.
Snake!
I better continue. It just feels like the right thing to do. Note to self, do not go out in open. Avoid people at all costs. Talk out loud. Talk to myself out loud. Oh man, I really don't want to go.
Who was that?
One's 85. That should work somewhat well. That's the worst. That's so he doesn't get detected until at 85, but that just looks disgusting for some reason. I think you can pretend to be dead.
There's nobody here.
I forgot how you do that. Like you can roll on your back and pretend you're a corpse. It's nuts. You can see you have context sensitive buttons, which I should have pointed out earlier. Judging from Peace Walker, that might be a staple, because they added it in there as well. Well, this is the first game to have it. I don't even know what I picked up. And I have no tranquilizer guns, which sucks. Got a compass. Feeling good about having a compass. I use this thing L1. Alright. Definitely use R2 for the electric shock attack. I gotta cross the street. I don't have time. Shit. Who saw me? Leave me alone. I haven't even shot at you. It takes a little while to get used to this game. As you can see from me playing it. According to Old Snake's stress level in life, he's not doing so hot. Should've went down here the first time. Oh well. Now it's gonna go into caution mode, right? Of course. Judging by this map, it looks like I want something over here. Always found this part of this game sort of confusing about where to go. This room looks like it might be special though. Yeah, it's special because I did something. Probably initiated one of the 500 cutscenes. What's Metal Gear Mach 2? If you watch my Snatcher playthrough, that's actually like the Metal Gear from Snatcher. Except this one doesn't talk. It's more modernized.
Metal Gear.
I guess for gamers that can't accept I guess it's for gamers who can accept talking robots. Sorry about that. If you saw in the flashback, you can rewind it. You saw in the flashback there's actually concept art from Snatcher, which was pretty cool.
Wish I was good with gadgets.
Hey, I'll be with you in spirit. Anyway, because you had to dress up as a militiaman, I had the Mark II bring you some goodies. Starting with this.
Hopefully a tranquilizer gun.
Looks like an eye patch.
I call it the Solid Eye.
Now he looks like Big Boss.
That displays radar images and other data in 3D. You can
The
also
textures
switch it
are
over to
pretty
light amplifying
awesome.
night
Like to have that much detail even on small things.
The rebels are out there.
It looks like they've got the government's PMC troops beat, at least in numbers.
And this is their own turf.
Snake, I know this is a sneaking mission, but you'll need to protect yourself.
Alright, are you gonna give me a tranquilizer gun? Finally?
An operator.
I installed a suppressor. And here's a tranquilizer gun.
Thank you. Complete with carbon fiber all over it.
It predates the implementation of the system. By some miracle, it was never
He's even
recycled.
got like a little Japanese character on his chest.
Finding decent guns that aren't controlled.
In this game, like all the stuff are controlled by nanomachines, so if you're not ID'd to the gun, it won't work. So that's why you have to buy your guns from a merchant, so you can un-ID the guns that you find, because you actually find the guns, and then you have to get him to
I'll activate stealth so it doesn't attract any attention. If you need it, just bring up the start
deactivate it
button
so you can
menu.
use it.
Got it.
Snake, the informants who said they saw liquid here should be a little further up. Head for the rendezvous point.
Alright, I got what I need. I really don't need to see Wally dangle his little screen and eye anymore. Though I do like Metal Gear Mach 2, but I like the talking version from Metal Gear Solid.
The Mark II is more than just a communications terminal. It's got a lot of other functions as well.
And it uses a
Try
PlayStation
taking it
controller.
for a spin. See for yourself what it can do.
How's the Mach 2 look? I don't think I have a first person mode. Metal Gear Mach 2. Here we go. I shot somebody. This is one mean robot that's stuck
You can pick up guns
a lot.
from both the militia and the PMCs. Remember though, the PMC weapons are locked. You can't use them. If only there was some way to get rid of the locks.
Apparently. I like this little guy. He's a hoot, as some people would say. The only problem is he runs on battery. Alright. I think he's caused enough fun over there. Where am I supposed to go? Where's... Is the operator the tranquilizer gun? No. If I help one side, the other side should help. Right now I'm kind of neutral, so they'll shoot me no matter what. Alright, I'm probably going to end this video so it's not overly long. So this is Metal Gear Solid 4 for the PlayStation 3. If you're curious about getting into the Metal Gear Solid series, it's the last game in the series so far, but this is supposed to be the last game in the Metal Gear Solid series, and the other ones are kind of their own series. But definitely check it out. But I do recommend you either play the first Metal Gear Solid either on the PlayStation or the GameCube. I personally prefer the PlayStation version just because that's the one I grew up on versus the GameCube version, but either one's really good to find the story. But anyway guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.